to score 40 or whatever is required for 99 percentile in quant. So how do you then look at this particular challenge and work towards it?
So what happens is once you define a sectional target, let's say you are talking about a 40 score in quants. So 40 score in quants, if you do the base number crunching, you realize with let's say 10 to 20% errors, you need to solve around 16 questions, out of which if you get 13 or 14 right, you will get around 40 marks. With a couple of errors. So essentially, if you are aiming for 40 marks, your target becomes that I have to be able to attempt 16 questions. To be able to attempt 16 questions, my knowledge in the exam has to be 18 to 19 questions, because I'll not be able to attempt everything that I know in the exam, because in the mocks, because what will happen is some things will not strike me. I might not reach a certain question which I knew, etc. So those things will happen. So if your target attempt is 16, then your knowledge target has to be 18, 19. So then you look at the breakup of the exam. You typically get around 8 to 10 questions from arithmetic, 3 to 5 questions from numbers, 5 to 8 questions from algebra, 3 to 5 questions from geometry. That's the typical breakup of the CAT. So you then define the composition of that 18 ka knowledge, 18, 19 ka knowledge. So you can, if you're looking at a score of 40, you can afford to not know 3 questions in an exam, but not more than that. Whereas if you're looking at a score of 30, to get to a score of 30, you need maybe 12 attempts. For 12 attempts in the exam, your knowledge has to be around 15 to 16. Typically, the thumb rule is that you'll be able to attempt somewhere between 60 to 80% of what you know. So if you know around 20, all 22 questions, you might be able to attempt around 16 to 18 questions. On an upper limit, you might be able to attempt 19, 20. So 80, 85, 90% is the maximum you can do of what you know. So generic thumb rule is if I'm trying to play for 30 marks, my knowledge has to be 15 to 16 questions. So that gives me a leeway of around 5, 6 questions, which I can avoid, or which I can say that, okay, even if I don't know 5 questions in a paper, it's fine. I'm still getting to my targets, right? So that's this thing. So what happens is you first then start building up the knowledge to get to the point where I can solve 19 questions. So let's get back to the 40 target. So you have to build the knowledge that you can solve 18 to 19 questions out of 22. The knowledge and the ability and the skill that you can solve 18 to 19 questions out of 22 if you're given enough time to solve it. So you first have to build the ability to solve 19 questions. For a score of 40, the ability has to be 19 questions in, let's say, 60 minutes, 65 minutes, when the time limit of 40 minutes is removed. So once you build that ability of solving 19 questions in 60, 65 minutes, then you start focusing on the speed angle of now I want to do this in 40 minutes. So that's the next part of the journey. So the speed work happens after the knowledge work. Please remember that people make the mistake of working for speed to start with. But always remember, you learn to walk first before you learn to run. Nobody learns to run before they learn to walk. So the walking is important. The walking in this context would be, can I solve 19 questions in 60 minutes, 65 minutes? If I can solve 19 questions in 65 minutes and I work on my speed after that, then I'll be able to do 15, 16 with a couple of errors in 40 minutes. So that's how the process should go. And of course, the general stuff of covering chapters, and in every chapter doing a certain amount of assisted problem solving before I move into ultimately bottom line of whether you can solve all the questions of a chapter or a topic or not is essentially dependent on how many problems you have self-solved on that topic. So while during your preparation, you can actually do a little bit, and in MindWorks also, we talk about this a lot. Our whole course is split into this, that our role as trainers or teachers is in providing assisted problem solving experiences to students, but ultimately the student has to complete his due diligence of covering 250, 300 questions in a self-solved mode. Because if you've not solved 300 questions on a topic in a self-solved mode, chances are you'll go in the exam and you'll not be able to attempt questions from the same topic because you're not able to think on your feet under pressure. So that's important. So you have to make sure that you complete the cycle of 300 self-solved questions on every topic.